Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I've got something really exciting to talk about, especially if you have ever found yourself staring at the blank page, struggling to find the right words to craft the perfect motivation letter for your program or for your job application. In this digital age, we have so many opportunities. One of the most promising one is ChatGPT, which is the artificial intelligence. This was the text which actually ChatGPT suggested me for this video. And in this video, I will be diving deep into the usage of ChatGPT in regard to your application or maybe your CV. What are the downsides of using ChatGPT, but what are also the benefits of doing so? Before I will continue further, I want to ask you to subscribe to this channel and like this video. And if you need help with writing and perfecting your application before you send it out, don't hesitate to contact me. I have my Fiverr account where you can find different services regarding your application. I also offer personal mentorships if you need. And now let's continue. I have read over thousands of applications, and I can say what makes good application good, what makes the average and really bad one. As ChatGPT is more and more common, obviously more and more students are using it, and therefore I find this topic extremely important because now in 1st of October most of the program of Erasmus Mundus are actually opening, and therefore this video might be relevant for you if you're going to write your application or if you're going to write some resume as well. 3 years ago when I was applying, there was no ChatGPT back then, and I manage it. So you will definitely make it also without ChatGPT. Before I will show you also some prompts and my honest feedback on something what ChatGPT has actually written, I need to clarify some points which are against using ChatGPT. First of them, and the most important one, is the lack of personalization. Just imagine that 1,000 students are going to ask ChatGPT, please write me a motivation letter. And this AI generated content is, in my opinion, kind of vanilla. It's very neutral. It tends to lack this personal touch. And those applications are all about you, about your motivation, about your goals, about your vision, about your experience, and about the program. The programs are going to choose you based on your experience, based on your vision, based on your goals. And therefore, it's so important to stand out, to be yourself, to show your personality, even though I understand that if you're writing Europass, there is not so much space to stand out and show your personality. Still, it's so important that you are going to write the application, or that at least you're going to make the final touch, because it's very highly personalized to reflect everything what I have just mentioned. The second thing is that even though if you put all the information into ChatGPT, let's say the program description, your past experience, it still has a limited understanding of all the little details, nuances of the specific application, industry, organization, or even your motivations. And again, this can just result in kind of lack little depth and relevance, which can potentially harm your application because it's too basic. There's obviously the risk of plagiarism, and AI is basically based on all the information which are already up there on the internet, and it can happen that, let's say that you will copy paste the text from ChatGPT and one other student will do it as well, and then it will be just plagiarized, you know what I mean. Quite difficult word, but it's so important that you will submit something what is original, what is unique, and what is based on you and your authenticity. If you already are not motivated enough to sit down and fully reflect on your past experience and why you want to study this program, then you don't belong to this program, because the Erasmus Mundus will be tough in some parts and you will need to overcome some obstacles, and one of the first obstacles is actually finishing all these application materials and papers. Another reason why not to use ChatGPT is because it can create some misinterpretation and misunderstanding. As I mentioned, AI does not really know everything about the program, and sometimes when it gives you some text, it can just misinterpret your output or generate just some type of content which is not even by far relevant to what you wanted to say or explain. Obviously, AI is not a human, so if you're trying to spread the message about how you want to make the impact in your community, in the world, you want to show your passion, the emotions attached to that program or to area, industry, well, ChatGPT does not have it. It's just artificial intelligence. Another reason is the inconsistency in the quality. Imagine that you will write some motivation letter, but then your CV or other documents you will submit will be completely different. We all have unique tone of voice. We should still keep it quite formal because those are applications for universities, for master programs universities, right? So the tone of voice will not be the same as if you're typing on Messenger to your friend. If you're going to just rely heavily on ChatGPT, then it can happen that the quality of the written text and comparison to your other documents is just so different, and believe me, people will notice. There are many reasons why not to use ChatGPT. However, with this video, I don't want to tell you just don't use ChatGPT at all, because I'm not your teacher from primary school, which is going to push you to still read through books and completely denying the fact that Wikipedia still exists. Let me know in the comment if you had teachers like that in your primary school, because I did, even though when the internet was already fully working. So in this part of the video, I want to show you a real case scenario on how you can potentially work with the application. I will exactly show you what I would do if I were applying again and I would like to use some help from ChatGPT. So basically what you type is Erasmus Mundus Catalogue. And guys, I'm sure that you guys will be happy that I share this because I receive a lot of questions on how to actually find the program. So you really just type Erasmus Mundus Catalogue, and in between October and January the courses are opening their application. So here you have nearly 200 programs, and from them you need to choose which program actually match your background and what you actually aspire to study again. What I would do, I would just fill in this keyword. Let's say my background was in tourism, so I would just type in tourism and I would check out what programs are here. 3 programs. If there are like 3, 4, maximum 5 programs in your industry, that's usually just fine. I would say apply by like 3 programs will take enough energy and time to apply. So, but you can apply it to as many programs as you want. I also recommend you to actually go through all the programs. There are just 10 sites, so if you go through them, because not always the filter really work really well, so just go through the programs and which programs call your attention. What I would do, I would just open them in a new tab and then I would go through the programs. Here you actually already have the direct link to the program. What many people get confused when they actually open this tab and then they get the website for the coordinator, so just for the university but not for the entire consortium. So you actually don't need to even go to click on this link. The only thing you need to open is this here, this cyber to you or master and so on, because those websites are created specifically for this Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree program, which consists of, let's say, Finland, Spain, Italy, and Sweden. But if you would click on this, you would just get the coordinator university, and from there you would get lost, because not always the coordinating universities actually speaks about the Erasmus Mundus program, because this is not their main activity, let's say. So let's say that I picked completely randomly a program which is called Erasmus Mundus Joint Master in Global Environment and Development. Let me know, guys, if you're applying to this program, or let me know anyway in the comment which programs are you applying to this year. And so let's say that I would like to apply and I'm so lazy, or I would not even say lazy, I would say I'm stuck and I don't know exactly where to start with my motivation letter. There are obviously more documents you need to submit, such as your CV, your resume. Sometimes you need to submit some research papers or some publications, and reference letters and transcription of records and so on. But for this video, I will just show you how you can work with ChatGPT in regard to motivation letter. So let's make it some super easy, because I don't want you to guys actually be copying everything what ChatGPT is saying. I just want you to give this initial kick to actually start writing the motivation letter. So here I opened the chat.openai.com. You need to firstly create an account and log in with your email or with your phone, and then you have this ChatGPT. I'm sure, guys, that you have heard about ChatGPT. If not, then just Google it or go on YouTube, because there are many videos about ChatGPT nowadays. Basically, ChatGPT works like a Google, but it's, let's say, it's more responsive. It's, let's say, a little bit more smart. So let's say that I will just copy paste literally this description of the program, because this description is actually telling me what this program is about. It's a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary program which wants to prepare their graduates to be knowledgeable in renewable natural resource management for economic, environmental, institutional, and societal development. Actually, everything I'm just talking about, you should read everything word by word, even the tabs which seems like irrelevant. Just read every single thing which is written there, and read it twice, 3 times, even 10 times, because sometimes you can find some hidden information. But let's say that we will use ChatGPT for the aim of this video, which is to write motivation letter. So I will either open admission requirements or application procedure. Every program is a little bit different, but in this case, an application procedure, I have description of everything I need to submit. And let's say that I need to submit transcript of grades, I need to submit my CV, maximum 3 pages, and then I need to write motivation letter. So a brief essay of approximately 500 words explaining why you have decided to apply for admission to the program and why you have prioritized the chosen mobility track. You may also elaborate on your planned career path upon completion of the master. So let's say that I will copy paste, like I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. And I will write ChatGPT, I want to apply to this program called, what is the name of the program? And the program is called Merged. So I want to called Merged. This is the description of the program. There are several ways on how to write prompts. I always do it like as easy as possible, so I always just put all the information there. I want to apply for Erasmus Mundus scholarship, and this is what I have to describe in the motivational letter. And here I would just copy what I copied in the application procedure regarding the motivation letter, right? So I just put it like that. And you see, guys, the ChatGPT instantly gives me compelling motivation letter for my Erasmus Mundus scholarship application. And wow, like, it's giving me a lot of information. Okay, on the first side, it seems like this is quite a lot. It seems like this is more than 500 words. So first of all, I would count that, make it 500 words long in total. Would you know where did I make the mistake? I on purpose made this mistake because some students could do copy paste this basically. But this is where it comes to place this complete holistic thinking. They actually ask you for a chosen mobility track. So if you just would do this, you would just copy paste literally this, you would miss on the chosen track. So you need to go to program and you need to read through the description of the program and see where do you want to go. Do you want to spend this semester in and UML or UE, or like how do you want to spend basically where do you want to spend also the second year, because you can see that the program starts at the same university. This is very common, but then the students have multiple choices to go to some countries. Sometimes there are just 2 partnership universities, sometimes there are 6. And you need to properly describe why, for example, you want to study in Milan. You should properly read all the description of what is in Milan and include some of the, let's say, courses and modules. You should include them also in your motivation letter, or the same applies to Warsaw. And again, it's based on your personal experience. For example, if you want to say that you're really let's just compare those 2 programs. One is more about water management, livestock systems, and okay, let's say that my background is more related to economics, and I don't see the economics in Milano, but I see it more in Warsaw. So I would choose, let's say, to study in Warsaw instead of in Milan, because there is the sustainable development economics and there is a law, and the program has a little bit different direction. And that's what I would do. I would then maybe read through this entire paper, and I would copy paste it into Google Docs and just start reading through and thinking, okay, how I can make it more personal, how I can make it more tailored to my experience. This program is actually asking, or this program actually wants to prepare students for environmental, institutional, societal development solutions. So where I can find the intersection in this. I would also avoid all those very generic statements, just where ChatGPT sometimes is trying to just briefly explain what is the program like. Obviously the committee already know what is the program like. So try to write the motivation letter always based on your past, your present, your future goals. But it could be, let's say, starting point. I would just skim through the text. What I like that the ChatGPT already gives you this kind of template where it's that you should fill in your name and then the admission committee name. There are members of the admission committee. That's nice. I'm writing to express my strong interest in the merge program and my application. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. It's just, again, very generic. But if you have some introduction line, that's just completely fine. The urgency of addressing environmental challenges promoting has never been more apparent. Yeah, and here when it comes to place where also students make quite often the mistake, it's just so generic. We know that the environmental challenges is challenge. We know it. But the motivation letter is about you, how you have noticed during your career the challenges, how you want to overcome them, how the university can help you with overcoming those obstacles. So this is why ChatGPT is not the best tool to write motivation letter, but it can give you some, let's say, layer and foundation. The joint degree offered by the university presents unique opportunity. Yeah, this is exactly what students, when I read through the applications, this is the common mistake, very generic. Yeah, it gives unique opportunity, exactly. And why should we choose you? Always when you write motivation letter, think of every single sentence of why is it related to you and the program. Everything should be related to these two topics. Yeah, so again, you can what I like that it is structure, right? Because it's based on some data, so it always gives you some sort of structure. So here this paragraph is describing the program, whereas the following one is more about the practical experience which you can get while studying at the merged. So here you can basically put your past experience or your current working experience in your company, or whatever your volunteering experience is, like working in NGOs or your research you're doing. But here again, be specific. I know, guys, that if you're applying to Erasmus Mundus, you have so much experience, but here you need to be specific. Just point out two very important achievements which are related to the program. Let's say one of them should be from your volunteering experience or research, and the second one from your career. Yeah, here they again describe why merge program is so cool and so unique. This is something you should be actually uh, describing. And then the next paragraph is talking about the future career. What my aim to pursue career in sustainable development, focusing on renewable natural resource management. That's great. Again, it gives you the structure of, okay, this paragraph should be about your life after the program. But again, be as specific as possible. Mention some company, mention some project, mention some numbers. Just like be as specific as possible. And then we have almost like no, last but not least, we have this paragraph where again they summarize why the merge program is so important, and I'm eager to seize the opportunity and grateful for your consideration. Just like some final note. And yeah, it gives me even the word count 441, which is great. Like you still have 50 words left, but you don't have to use it all, right? Still, it seems quite long to me, but I would probably use something like word count. And I would just copy it because it seems quite long. But let's see. Yeah, see? So here it tells me that it's actually 515 words. I don't know if it's true. Maybe you can go and double check with, I don't know, 2 more softwares, or you can open it in the Word. But don't believe everything what is written in ChatGPT. ChatGPT can give you great foundations for writing motivation letter because it's quite organized. So it usually starts with some introduction line, description of you, your past experience, your future aspirations, but it's very, very generic. What you can also do, that you can put in the prompt, you can insert some information like, please highlight my experience in this and that, and please mention my soft skills which I have gained during this experience, and so on. I would not rely on ChatGPT too heavily. There were thousands of students which accomplished to write and finish their application without ChatGPT, but it's cool to actually see how far the innovations are and how they can actually help us, but still rely on yourself. I'm really looking forward to see you in the next video. Thank you also for being here. We are 10,000 people, which is massive success and happiness for me, and I'm looking forward to see where we grow together in the future. Bye bye.